In a quiet little village called Greenfield, nestled between rolling hills and endless green fields, lived a young man named Arjun. Life had never been easy for him. He was only 22, but his eyes carried the weight of someone much older. Years ago, when Arjun was just a teenager, his father passed away suddenly from a heart attack while working in the fields. That single day changed everything. Now, Arjun lived in a small, crumbling mud house with his mother, Mira. The walls had cracks, the roof leaked during the monsoon, and they barely had enough money to survive. Mira had been sick for the last 3 years, a weak heart and constant breathing problems that left her exhausted and bedridden most days. The villagers often whispered behind Arjun's back, "Poor boy, his life is already over. What can he do with no money, no education, and a sick mother to look after?" Arjun had finished 10th grade with good marks, but dreams of college felt like a distant fantasy. There was simply no money. Every single day, he woke up before sunrise, worked as a daily wage laborer, carrying bricks, digging ditches, or harvesting crops for whoever would hire him. He earned just enough to buy food and his mother's medicines. At night, no matter how tired he was, he would walk 8 long kilometers to the nearest town market, buy the medicines, and walk back home in the dark. His feet were always blistered, his back ached, but he never complained. One rainy evening, everything reached a breaking point. Mira was breathing heavily, her face pale. Arjun sat beside her bed, holding her thin hand. She looked at him with tired but loving eyes and spoke softly, her voice barely above a whisper. "Arjun, beta, I don't think I have much time left in this world. I've seen you struggle every day. Before I go, I just want to see you do something big with your life. Don't let our poverty define you. Promise me you'll try." Tears rolled down Arjun's face as he nodded. That night, after giving her medicine, he sat outside under the leaking roof and cried like a child. The rain mixed with his tears. He thought about his father, about all the times he had promised to take care of the family. For the first time, he felt completely hopeless. But as the first light of dawn broke through the clouds the next morning, something inside him shifted. A quiet fire lit up in his chest. With his last 800 rupees, money he had saved by skipping meals for weeks, Arjun went to the town market and bought 4 healthy hens and 1 strong rooster. When he brought them home, his mother looked surprised but smiled weakly. The villagers, however, laughed openly. "Look at Arjun, starting a big business with 4 chickens," they mocked. "He's gone mad from all the stress." Arjun didn't argue with anyone. He built a simple shelter using old bamboo and plastic sheets. Every morning, he woke up even earlier to collect fresh grass, mix proper feed, and give them clean water. He learned basic care from a free government booklet he found in the town library. When one hen fell sick during a cold spell, he stayed awake the entire night, keeping her warm with an old cloth and his own body heat. The first 3 months were brutally hard. Many nights he went to bed hungry so the chickens could eat well. Slowly, the first eggs appeared, small and precious. Then 10 eggs a day, then 20, then 50. Arjun started selling them door to door in the village and at the town market. People began noticing the quality of his eggs, fresh, big, and clean. But success didn't come easily. One terrible night, a fox attacked the shelter and killed 2 of his best hens. Arjun was devastated. Another time, heavy rains flooded the area and many chickens got sick. He had to borrow a small amount from a kind neighbor to buy medicine. There were days when he sold almost no eggs because the market was oversupplied. Yet every time doubt crept in, he remembered his mother's words, "Do something big before I go." He kept going. He started waking up at 4 a.m. to read more about poultry farming on an old borrowed phone. He learned how to vaccinate the birds, how to maintain hygiene, and how to grow his own feed to save costs. Slowly, the number of chickens grew, 50, then 100, then 200. He built a stronger shed with his own hands. 2 years after that humble beginning, Arjun had a proper small poultry farm running. The same villagers who once laughed now came to him for fresh eggs and advice. They started calling his farm Arjun Poultry with respect. He even hired 2 young boys from the village to help him, paying them fairly. By the 3rd year, life had completely changed. Arjun had saved enough to build a simple but beautiful new brick house for his mother, with proper windows, a strong roof that didn't leak, and a small garden in front. When he brought Mira to see the new home, she stood silently for a long moment, tears streaming down her face. She touched the walls gently and then hugged her son tightly. "I thought everything was finished, Arjun," she whispered, her voice shaking with emotion. "But you created a new beginning for us. Your father would be so proud." Today, Arjun still lives in Greenfield Village. His mother is much healthier now and helps him manage small tasks around the house. His poultry farm has grown to over 1,000 birds. More importantly, he now runs free weekend training sessions for young boys and girls in the village who want to start their own small businesses. Over 50 youngsters have already learned from him and begun their own journeys. Whenever someone comes to him feeling broken and hopeless, Arjun sits them down and says with calm confidence, "Never lose your last hope as long as you are still breathing. I started with just 4 chickens and 800 rupees. The road was painful, but I refused to quit. Your beginning may look small, but if you work with patience, honesty, and full dedication, life will eventually open doors you never imagined."